Hi, what do you do for a living? I'm a banker. What do you do? I'm a waiter. Great. See you later. Okay.
Sound familiar? Well, the single fastest way to avoid these awkward silences in conversation is, drumroll, to never talk to anyone ever again, live at home like a hermit until the day that we pass this earth. Goodbye.
That's game over.
Okay, so it might not be that easy, and we'll come back to that, but avoiding awkward silences in conversation can be achieved by one pretty simple technique. So let's dive in. Before we begin, just a little backstory to this. I used to be pretty terrible at conversation. I was petrified of it. And I think, in all honesty, people were probably petrified of talking to me when they realized how bad I was at conversation. So this is that little backstory. I was really good on stage. I trained as an actor. I felt comfortable on stage. I can get up in front of hundreds of people without a problem, without an issue. But the minute I got into a group, especially those small groups, and the worst thing was, if one or two of those people left the conversation, leaving me with just one other person, ooh, it's tumbleweed time. You know those moments where you just want to hide under a rock and crawl away? Crawl away and hide under a rock? That's the one. That was me. And honestly, genuinely, I do apologize to anybody who had to go through those conversations with me, because I feel for you. I really do.
I'm sorry I was whack.
But what I didn't realize then was that actually I wasn't that terrible at a conversation. I just didn't really know the right words to say at the right time, in the right way, and in the right order. So it wasn't that I was bad at conversation. I just hadn't figured out a way to link everything together. And this is where conversational threading, the technique we're going to look at today, helped me massively. So we're going to dive into it, and I think it's going to have a massive impact on you too. So conversational threading is all about being able to direct a conversation in the right way, fueling it so that it can continue to burn. So the aim of the game basically with conversational threading is not to let that fire burn out. Keep it burning bright, and then everything is going to be all right. Ooh, that rhymes. I like that. We'll keep it in. So how do we do it? Basically by dangling some threads for the other person to latch onto in our conversation, and for it to move and weave and work its magic along the way, so that we don't have to feel awkward, we don't have to have those silences, and this is how we're going to do it. So remember the banker and the waiter? We're going to dive back into that conversation, and we're going to see how now, with conversational threads, that can look a hell of a lot different.
Hi, what do you do for a living? I'm a banker.
That's one thread. I'm a banker. That's one thread he's given. We want more than one. Here we go.
I'm a banker. What do you do? I work as a waiter, so my weekends are pretty full, but I get to eat loads of free food, which is great. I love it actually because it allows me during the week to get out into the mountains and go hiking, which I absolutely love. And then the other times during the day, I'm actually working part-time studying to do woodwork at a college. So it keeps me busy.
All right, we've got so many things to latch onto from that conversation that we can steer in a new direction. And remember, it's not the more threads, the better. If we just keep rolling out things that we love to do, it sounds like we love ourselves and we can't stop talking, right? So I reckon 3 is the magic number. Keep the 3 threads, and then that conversation, hopefully by adding in things like, I love to hike, I love the mountains, I'm studying woodwork, I love free food. I mean, who doesn't love free food, right? So all these things, hopefully the banker over there is going to go, yeah, I love to eat too. I'm guessing it might say that. And then you become best friends over food, and you can chat about food in your favorite restaurants. And suddenly that conversation has opened up really nicely, right? So that is conversational threading in a nutshell. So let's flip that conversation around. Now, hopefully we're going to have some professional threader that is just going to load us up with opportunities by the way that they answer the question of what do you do for a living? But in reality, that's probably not going to happen most of the time. So it's all right, because you and me, we're now professional conversation threaders, right? So we can lead by actually having questions to ask the person based upon what they give us. So let's try it. Let's try that conversation again.
Hi, what do you do for a living? I'm a banker. Oh, wow, that's great. So you must be keep really busy during the days. Yeah, I don't have much time off during the day at all. Ah, so the weekends you must keep free. What would you do on your perfect day off when you have no work to do? I like to sleep.
Well, thank you, banker. I'm hoping that he says a few more of the lines like, things he actually enjoys doing, but you get the picture. If we're in a conversation, we don't need to worry so much now about the other person feeding us all the information. If they do, fantastic. Our ears are open and we're just listening out for things to latch onto, those threads of information. But if they don't come, we know now as professional conversation threaders how we might weave our answers. So if we don't hear that from the other person, we can link it in by follow-up questions. So we've got an arsenal of tools at us that can really help draw those conversations out of the opportunity for awkward silence. Before I started doing this, I really was that awkward guy, that terrible communicator who brought the team of crickets with him to conversations, and it would just be awkward. But conversation threading has honestly transformed the way I interact with people. It can make a massive difference to you too. I really believe that. So give it a try, give it an opportunity, and see how that fire burns within your conversations. And suddenly you're not even thinking about those awkward silences because you've got opportunity to really weave those discussion points around in a one-on-one, in a group. It's powerful stuff. It really is. And a great way to kickstart this off is by having some equally awesome questions to ask along the way. So check out this video. It's about 4 questions that can help us better our conversations and communications with people. So I think that ties in really nicely with what we've done here together. It will change how you look at small talk. I'll see you there.